So, I'm going to talk about how I make video games and who I am. I'm going to try and be completely as transparent and honest with you as possible, which is why you're looking at my Instagram right now, because it is completely 100% honest. I never use any filters ever, and it's always just exactly like what I am seeing through my camera as I'm looking at my life. So, yep, that's Wiley's axolotl. They've become incredibly important to me over the past couple of days, so just wanted to make sure that that was represented. There's that one is Yorgel, and that one is Elmer, and they are adorable. It's also Wiley's cat. So I am first a parent and also a teacher of second grade students. Hello, room 413. If you're watching this, I will try really hard not to do any swears. And so that's mostly that's who I am and what I do. It just in terms of the calculus of how my life is measured, it's overwhelmingly the larger part. So for me to make video games, I spend a lot of time not making video games. So when I make them, mostly what I'm doing is I'm just on my phone thinking about how cool it would be to make a video game, and typing some notes about it, and then drawing some pictures of it, and then not working on it because I'm parenting my 2 children. These are 2 of them, and also my wife. This is what we were for Halloween. Mac is right here. Her full name is Macaulay, and she was an Evie. That was per her request. She's 6 now, so Halloween for her is very much this is my biz. I want to be, a range of things that she wanted to be. She wanted to, she also is really specific about birthdays, because a birthday is the singular event in a child's life. I don't know when that ends. For me, my birthday does not feel that way. But for Macaulay, she was really into the idea of having an escalator-themed birthday. She was yes, I want an escalator cake, and we could go to a place where there are some good escalators, and my friends would all come, and they would receive model escalator, party favors, and then we'd go home, we'd all just talk about our favorite escalators. Now I'm just that's actually what I talk about when I'm pretending to be Macaulay, but she did ask for an escalator birthday. That was her first birthday request. Escalator birthday, and we're yeah, totally, because we also count on her changing her mind a lot, and so something doesn't seem like something that we can execute, then we just have to wait. So that's a parenting tip. If it's something that you can't do, just say yes and then don't do it. It's a good basis for forming a really honest and respectful relationship with your child. So, and then Miles is 1. He's the Pikachu right here. Most of my pictures of him, the hood has fallen over his eyes, so Pikachu's face has replaced his face, and that was wonderful. Halloween is so great. And then Tiffany is a Pokemon trainer. I was a Pokemon trainer because we thought when we had 2 kids, we thought we would just divide them up, and each of us would get 1 kid, and then, it's each of us has our own Tamagotchi, and you just have to pay attention to when it gets food and when it needs to go to sleep, and play with it every once in a while, and then it's okay. But actually, I've discovered that parenting, you have to parent both children 100% of the time. Both of you, you're both doing it. And so we bought just hats for Halloween. This was a Halloween of hats, because we were emotionally exhausted. We love our children so much. That act just requires a lot of presence. Macaulay's really into her own clothes right now. So this is a really incredible outfit she put together. I'm not going to show too many other pictures on her behalf because she's not here and she can't say I don't want to do that. And then these are 4 students from my classroom. This was the day that we introduced the possibility of them using Paint 3D on the classroom computers. because I'm really into the idea of teaching computer science, not just as like, you have to like learn how to be a really functional and efficient coder because you're going to be like moving into a job market that probably demands those skills, and it's like you want to just make sure that you leverage like maximum possibilities for yourself. I'm in second grade, you're in second grade, but life is like nothing but drudgery and toil, children, don't you forget it. So just make sure that you're marketable, otherwise you will be replaced, and probably you'll be replaced anyway because there's a surplus of labor. So like, let's get together on the unionization part of this, like really important, please. So I try not to do that in my classroom. So I really want to tell them, at least in 1 year of their life, that the computer is primarily an expressive tool where you can make something of no consequence to anybody but yourself, and then that's sufficient. So you can just say like, I want to take the default dog from Paint 3D and I want to cover it in oil paint. I want to cover it in oil paint so that it is a blue dog dripping with oil paint, and that is just going to be what I do today with my life, and I think everybody should do that. So, yeah, pig, baking, family. This is my wife, Tiffany. She is amazing. She's the reason why I can be here right now, because she's at home with the 2 children. It's an adventure being alone with the 2 children. They have a very important agenda. So anyway, all that is to say that when I am making games, mostly what I am doing is I'm doing this. I am making a list of things. Let's save this so we can look at it at the same time as the other thing. How do I do that? Dad TV. Did I get this one? No. All right. No. Did I? Oh, it's because it's unnamed. Let's just make that there. Okay. And open. Ta-da! Okay. So I really like to do this, is to make lists of interesting nouns. That's been my primary process for Near My Sons, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Rancheros, Dream Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz. Is that I just make lists of words, and then I tell myself, what would this place be like if I was in it? What would that feel like? And then I just think about that for maybe 2 weeks. And then I have an hour to type some code. And then I don't do that because I'm tired, so I go to bed. And then another hour goes by, and I've been making Near My Sins, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Rancheros, Dream, Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz for 3 years as a result. But every once in a while, the stars align, and then I'm sitting on my phone, outside Miles's door, as he's kind of not crying yet, but I can't go in to pick him up because he's not crying yet. But when he actually is crying, I want to go in and get him right away because we don't want him to have an attachment disorder. So that's what I'm thinking about. And I'm also drawing something on my phone, and when I do that, it looks that's for later. Well, right now, no. Yeah, I guess this is the one. Looks like this. This is I use Sprite something for making my things, and so my phone, I had to clear it off recently, and then I didn't back it up properly, so I lost 2 years of sprites. But it's okay; they all exist. I emailed them to myself, so it's fine. But oftentimes, when I'm making something for a game, I'm just drawing it, and then I make up a story about it. Thumduman is not for Near My Sons, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Rancheros, Dream, Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz. It's for something else. I was trying to make something because I needed a break from making Near My Sons, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Capture Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Rancheros, Dream, Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz. So I made Thumduman, but then I didn't come back to it. But I like to just the satisfaction of filling in a sprite sheet. Has driven a lot of my design decisions for Near My Sins, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Capture Beast, Banana Chalice, Rancheros, Dream, Shareware Vision, Frog Direction 360, Everlastic Jazz. Let's see. Yeah, so a filled-in sprite sheet for the most recent version of the game is this one. I think it's really nice. It just feels really good to fill things in. Just like take up all of the available space. This is like not like the final version of some of the things that are in the game. Like right here, this was what I thought hair looked like when I made hair, and then I put it in the game and I discovered hair didn't look like that, and so I had to take it out. And sometimes that happens. Like you never know until you put it into the game. But hair does look like this and like this, so those things are in the game. And then like these are trees. This is a house that's doing a bit of a sit down. It's a frog. It's like only one angle. It's frog direction 360, but like sometimes it's hard to make 360 degrees of frogs. Like I saw Fernando had trouble with that earlier. Like it's surprisingly difficult. I feel really good about this one, just this one direction. So 359 more of these, I just did not have time. So I'm sorry. It'll probably be in the commercial version, which will come out in 25 years. So. This is my current favorite because the colors are my favorite colors. It's like got this lovely fuchsia and then like a lavender and a coffee cup, which is a color. And then like the roses, like I work so hard to get those roses to hook up like this. Sprite something has this great feature where you can tile like anything that you're working on, so you can see like what it would look like to have 1,000 of it all hooked up together. And I find that that's really compelling. Like just what would your world be like if everywhere you went there was like 1,000 repeated images of like one single color thing? I think that's a really interesting question that video games can answer. This was my attempt to do like a Sailor Moon tower into 16 by 16 sprites with 2 colors. So I think it worked out pretty well, like particularly the crescent moon up on the top there. Good job, B. Let's see. So sometimes so I try never, ever to like draw big pictures because drawing big pictures takes too long. And video games take long enough to make as it is, because after you draw the picture, then you have to think about like what happens when you see the picture. Will it go away? Or is it going to stay there? Or is it going to move? How many directions is it going to move? 3? God. So I try never to make the picture big, because then you just have more picture to be paying attention to. And when you're playing a video game, like looking takes all of your time. Like if you're pressing any buttons, like then you're really good at games, because just like looking at the things that are happening and processing what they are, like, oh, that is a dog, that is a rose, that is a curtain. Like that's just, I don't know. That's what I'm prepared to do when I play a video game. Like I want to touch the curtain. Like no. But sometimes when I was making Near My Sons, Awaken Thy Blood, Newline, Never Feel Pain X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Rancheros, Dream, SHAREWARE VISION, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz. Sometimes like I needed to have a big picture in there because like there's no use in having a rule if then you don't abandon it later. Mostly, like when I'm making a video game, I'm just thinking about it, and then I'm just drawing pictures of it, and then I'm just thinking about the pictures that I've drawn. And after like I've taken up all of the space, then there's really nothing left to be done except invalidate all of that work by making something that's completely different but uses one of the similar constraints that is already in place. So I thought, what better way to do that than to make an axolotl? So I made this, which I think is quite a good axolotl. So yeah, thank you. Please clap for it. It is really good. Also, the reason it takes me a long time too is that when you're making a 2-frame animation, it's important to like not have any of the pixels stay in one place, because then it just looks bad. So you have to make sure that they all move, all of them, everything. So it took me a long time. There's still some parts probably in the axolotl, like in the middle, where the pixels are the same color from frame to frame, but I tried not to make that happen. But at a certain point, they're just unknowable, like what they're doing. So I only looked at about a quarter of it at a time, and that kept me from just giving up on it. But the constraint that I kept from the rest of my sprites is that it only uses 2 frames, and the constraint that I threw out was that it's like 4 times as big as everything else. Wait, 16, that's 8 times as big? Ian, where are you? Ian, is it 8 times or 4 times? So a 16 by 16 sprite, and then this is a 64 by 64. It's 4 times as big. Are you sure? Okay,
It's definitely 16.
Can I have corroboration on that? Like,
It's 16.
Okay,
It's
John,
definitely
is
not
John
8.
in the audience? Where? Okay,
It's
okay.
precisely.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't do any of the math for my video games. Ian does all of it for the most part, and then Scott has done some of it too, and John has also like done some math consulting because I'm a teacher. I don't mess around with math. So, anyway, oh, that's all the emails that I wanted to show you, and I showed you some pictures. Right. So what I thought, the last thing that I haven't talked about is how I do the sounds for my video games. And I almost exclusively at this point use a program called Nitro Tracker. It's what I use to make all the sounds in Fjords, which are all just a variation of me saying, wow, and then looping it. So most of Fjords is just me saying wow in various like ways. Saying wow like in my low voice, wow, or like wow, wow, wow. Most of that. Really, you don't need very many phonemes to make sound effects for video games because most people don't pay attention to them. So you can just like put thousands of almost identical sound effects into a video game, and people would be like, "This has great gameplay. Like, it's really I'm moving a lot, and sometimes I have moved the avatar to the right place, and sometimes to the wrong place, and the game tells me when I have done both of those things." So I'm very pleased with this video game you've made, Kyle. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm really working hard on that part of the game. I think about it a lot. So yeah, I use a Nintendo DS to do this, and I periscoped a couple years ago, and it didn't go well, so I'm not going to attempt this. But you can see it's all blue. Nitro Tracker is this great free program that you can put onto a flash cart, which none of you should have because they're illegal, and the cops will find you. And I don't have one. I'm just, like, this is simulated, like right here. So, and you can record yourself using the really nice condenser microphone in the Nintendo DS. It has like, I don't know what they did, it's magical. You can record in a super noisy room and it will just sound like you're just like whispering to your best friend about how you'd like to make a video game someday. And so I'll record a sound. Let's stepping outside the usual range of things that I record because I usually just say wow. But and then you can like chop little bits of it off. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm chopping all the silence off the ends because then it'll buzz, and that's kind of charming sometimes. But most of the time you're like, this sounds bad. I don't want it. And then I'm fading in and fading out on the ends of the thing so that it like has this really like smooth delayed attack. That sounds nice. And then it's got a little keyboard where you can pitch it up and down like a Casio SK1. Wait, that's quiet. Oh, it's because my computer's all turned down because of the Human League. I think this will be good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you know. And it has EQing, which I never mess with because my voice is beautiful. And you can also loop the whole thing. You can loop it forward. Now it's starting to sound like a video game. And you can ping pong it, which sounds wild. Like twice as much video game there. Ian, is that true? 4 times as much, sorry. Okay, and you can like loop parts of you can loop the end, and it gets so fun the more that you do this, like the smaller the loop is. Yeah, that's good. And then you can like do like even smaller. Oh, I love it. It's smaller. Excellent. Let's do one more. See, it just, to me, this is the power of personal computing, and particularly the handheld part of it it makes this just feel delightful. Can I get smaller? Yes! Okay. So I make a lot of sound effects with this, and I make some music with it. Although for Near My Sins, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, or Frog Direction 360, Shareware Vision, Ranchero's Dream, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz. I actually like mixed in with some video game sound effects from a Nintendo Game Boy, which I did not bring with me because I was worried that it would not get through airport security, because anytime that anybody sees anybody playing a video game in an airport, it's very tricky. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't carrying anything ostensibly video game related in the airport. Video games are dangerous. So I did, under every single action that the cat takes, I looped just some arpeggiated like Game Boy stuff. I used Nano Loop to do that. And I just like put it really quiet underneath so that people would know that they're playing a video game, because if it's just mouth noises, a lot of times people are like, what is this? Is this a movie? Like, I don't know. What's going on here? Like, I'm used to hearing mouth noises when I go to the theater, but not when I'm playing a video game in my home, using my headset and talking to all my pals about how we are totally going to own this other pal of ours that we don't like as much. But, you know, every group has a weird dynamic where somebody gets kind of left out. And so we're just like picking on them, but we're going to make it up to them by buying them a hamburger afterwards. And so the emotional balance is going to be reset, and it's fine. Our friend probably is not storing up like a lot of vindictiveness and bad feelings about this action, because they're our friend and they're used to taking advantage of and not like being listened to. So I wanted people to know that they're playing a video game. So I put some Game Boy like underneath that. So because that's where video games come from, is from Game Boys. So it's in the name. It's also why video games are for boys, like, is because Game Boys. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, arpeggios. So if you listen to like the cat doing things, like you can hear video game things happening. But in the instant the cat stops doing things, like it ceases to be a video game, goes back to being a QuickTime event. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to load up a program that I made for just investigating the various words that I've used to make the video games, because sometimes it's helpful when you're thinking to have some visual representations of what you're seeing in front of you, and that's helpful for me too. Like as a teacher, I try really hard to make sure that I'm always including like a visual component at shorthand for whatever I'm saying, because I tend to be like just slightly long-winded when I talk, and that means that like a lot of my words just kind of skate over the tops of my second graders' heads until I give them a visual to latch onto. So I'm going to give you a visual, and then you are going to help me as we determine like which mood words can be applied. We're going to use the constraint of Near My Sins, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Ranchero's Dream, Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz. So we're going to only visit 7 places, because that's the most number of places you can have in a video game. Any more after that, and you're just palette swapping. So we're going to be exploring 7 of those places together, and then I'm going to need 2 mood words for you, and then I'll try and approximate that with my mouth noises. And since I don't have my Game Boy with me, we won't be making a video game, but we will be making a movie. And then we're going to listen to that and just kind of like absorb that for a little while. And this will be tremendously helpful for me as I continue to work on the commercial release of Near My Sins, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Ranchero's Dream, Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz, which will have a different title when I release it. Well, because Near My Sins, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Ranchero's Dream, Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz, is the name of the shareware release. That's the one for everybody. The commercial one is going to be like, I want to signal in the title that it's like for serious players only. These are good thoughts. Thank you. Okay, so without further ado, let's go to this visualization engine. Okay, so this is a file system that I use for Near My Sins, Awaken Thy Blood, New Line, or Never Feel Pain, X274, Captured Beast, Banana Chalice, Frog Direction 360, Ranchero's Dream, Shareware Vision, Everlastic Legacy of Jazz. I have not, like, because this is just my working tool, I haven't really put in a lot of the names for things yet, but I know what they are. So if you're curious about any of them, you can also consult the list of words that I just have up on the screen like a while ago, and choose one of those words as something to explore. Does anybody have one in mind that they were curious about seeing when they saw that list of words? Marble, okay, sure. Let's see, marble. I also, eventually, I'm going to put in some helicopter noises, so it's like... I'm just going to make them myself right now. They're not going to be functionally very different. Okay, let's see, what's this one? Blood, I think. Okay. No, that's junk. I think it's in this one. That's ring. Bone. Marble. Okay. All right, so let's take 10 silent seconds, and we're going to just intuit the mood of this place. I'm going to give you 2 5-second sweeps. Okay. I need 2 mood words. Regent, okay. Regent is our first mood word. I'm going to make a note, one moment. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing because you can't see it. I'm opening the Notes app on my iPhone. Now I'm making a new note. It is November 19, 2017, 4:18 p.m., and our word is Regent. Okay, I need a second word, please. Construct. Okay, now I will attempt to make the music for Regent Construct. This is going to be, hold on a second. Hey, Ian, what is 3 minutes and 37 seconds divided by 7? Okay. John? It's 31 seconds? Oh, thank you. Yeah, that makes sense because 7 seconds divided by 7 is 1 second. And then I don't know how to do the other part, but I trust you. Okay. Okay. So this clip will play for 31 seconds after it's composed. Since each zome has 2 actors and 2 trees in it, don't ask me, I didn't make that rule. We will use 4 sounds to compose the music that will be present in this zone. Where is my stylus? Okay. Regent, construct. Okay, so regent first. Feels like a regent thing. Yeah, okay. I'm renaming it right now. Reg. Okay, now construct. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a little wet. There we are. Okay. So that's constructs. We're going to loop construct. It sounds too much like laughing to me a little bit, so I'm going to get rid of the laughing part. Because constructs don't laugh. No, it's still a little bit too much. Let's just keep the static. There we go. Okay. And now just let's add a drum. That's a drum sound. Yeah. Okay. And I think a regent would play like a lute or something. Or they would have a lute played for them, really. So, boom, that's a lute sound. Lutes. Now let's make the song. Okay. It's our lute. And then next we have the drum. Okay. Because it's a construct. I'm gonna add a channel so we can. Okay. Now I'm gonna decrease the length so that the pattern can be nice and close and tight, and we can hear it loop over and over again because we will love it so much. Oh, I forgot to time. Sorry, hold on. Okay, if you haven't heard any of this yet, now is when you start hearing it. That's been about 25 seconds. It was 37 seconds, right? 31. Oh, geez, we're too late. Okay, thank you so much. All right. Where should we go next? Blood, okay. Oh, it's health. So close. There's blood. Ah, here we are in blood. Let's take 10 silent seconds to divine or intuit the mood of this place. You will get 2 5-second sweeps. Just really wanted that white blood cell to be visible. Okay. What is the mood of this place? Sticky and growing. Sticky, growing. Okay. Let's see. Sticky. Well, it'd be nice if I had that wet sound back, but unfortunately, let's clear this out. Zap. Okay. Feels like a good sound. Hopefully it came through. Yeah, okay. Growing. Boop, 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 boop. And blood feels like a cheerful place, so I'm gonna add like kind of a tuba sound. Whoa. Okay. I wish I was recording for that one. That sounded like a nice melody. And then beep. Just like another cheerful noise. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, let's make the song. Beep. 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 I'm placing the notes right now in the tracker. Beep. It takes me a second. Beep. A constraint I'm operating on, because you are with me, is that we are making all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 slots in length. Wow. 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 Okay, and now we've got our growing noises. Boop, 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 boop. No, we don't want to have that at like the natural pitch. Gross. They'll just keep going up forever. Nope, oops. Oh, I already did that note. There we go. And finally, we've got, the wet sounds. Okay, here we go. Let's get the timer ready for 31 seconds, not 37. And I feel like I should cross my arms when I do this, so I'm going to switch the DS to my dominant hand. Oh no, we've made a mistake. I forgot to decrease the pattern length. Sorry. I apologize. This is so unprofessional. Okay. Here we go. On my mark, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. I'm going to save this one. I'm sorry to say that I did not save Regent Construct. Tap, 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 tap. I'm sorry. Success. Okay. Let's go somewhere else. Where next? Bone. You all seem very biology focused. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I had to reboot because I forgot to do the sound. Picnic. Night. What is that? Seems unlikely. Bone. Okay, let's take 10 silent seconds to intuit the mood of this place. You will get 2 5-second sweeps. I'm making this one 7 seconds. I need 2 words to describe the mood of this place. Chilly. Bustling. This will be a challenge for me. I usually don't include ice levels in my games. All right. This time I have purposely zapped the instruments, but not the pattern. So it will be in the same pattern as the last song because I think that will help me get over the difficulty of making chilly sounds. Okay, so far so good. What was the second word again? Chilly? Bustling. Okay, it's a bustling sort of sound. Yeah, it's very bustling. All right, and then some tree sounds. Okay. And, all right. $31 on my mark. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I don't think I'm saving that one. The mood escapes us. Okay. We have 4 remaining. Where to next? Turnip, yes. Hair. Rose. Turnip. Take 10 seconds to intuit the mood of this place. You will get 2 5-second sweeps. Please use 2 words to describe the mood of this place. Melancholy. Melancholy. I'm sorry, we cannot use the word of the place to describe the place. Well, let's try again. Melancholy. What was that? Wait a second. Now, I'm no animal expert. I don't think that turnips and radishes are functionally very different. Musty, melancholy. Okay. That's the musty sound. That didn't come out the way that I thought it would.
That didn't come out the way that I thought it would.
Okay. This is the melancholy sound. The sound of Yeah. Ding. Ding. On my mark, 3, 2, 1. Please stand by. Thank you. I'm saving Turnip Zone. How many was that? That was 4. We have 3 more. Picnic Zone. Take 10 seconds to intuit the mood of this place. You will get 2 5-second sweeps. What words come to mind? Yum. Tipsy. Thank you. Please stand by. Yum.
Yum.
Tipsy. Yum.
Yum.
Tipsy.
Tipsy. Yum. 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 Yep.
31 seconds on my mark in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Two more. Rose. Turn. Here.
We may only have time for one more.
Rose. You will get 2 5-second sweeps. What word or words describe the mood of this place? Tired. I don't think so. Sacred magic. Yeah, good call. It's a lot farther between the two doors than I anticipated when I prepared the notes for this talk. No. Nope, sorry. That's, there's a very limited frequency range for sacred and magical. Falls outside of it. There we are. Since we've now visited all 7 zones, does anybody have any questions? Yes, over there.
What is life?
Sorry, I don't have time to talk about any other zones.
How do you feel when you visit a zone? This one, for example, or in general?
My 2 words for this zone are infinite and peace.
Are there any other questions?
Is it possible in video game to make rows instead of columns?
I assume that it is because I think I've seen rows in some video games, but I don't know how to do it. I'm still learning about a lot of things.
Kyle, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. You can find me on the internet at this place. That's Moon Magic. And when I do an itch.io link, does my name come first or does itch come first? Okay, thank you. Let's make sure that that one is real. I think it is. Yeah, there it is. Oh, sorry. Thank you again.